Good evening. How are we doing? Finally been able to catch a loony stream. Catching a loony stream. Well, I hope you don't want any latex because there ain't any. Not tonight. Not tonight. But thank you. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. So, what's new? What's new? What's new? What's new? What's new? I've cleaned my ears. That's new. Clean my ears. I'm eating. We are currently on Pez. We're on Cola Pez today. So my sucky stuff is Cola Pez. We have beer. We have Cobra. Got a box of Cobra. For some reason I'm looking very pink, but that's just lighting, I think. I could tweak it. I could just do that a little bit, and that'll just whiten it up a bit. So what else is new? Loonyland is all but finished. I might be seeing Jonathan in here later, possibly. I don't know. I don't know if he's watching, or he might come in online. I'm not sure. But hi at Marcus PG13, new player, or new watcher. I don't know if you've followed me yet, but hello, he's here. He's here. So, Loonyland. Loonyland is all but finished. I'm going to do tweaks. There's a few barriers and banners and signs and fences and things like that. You're in the world. Oh, he's in the world. Right. So, we're going to go and have a look at Loonyland. And Loonyland is my theme park. So let's go to Loonyland. Right. So, we have Mr. Rainmaker in. I'm going to just go back to my front screen. Right. So, at the moment, it's night time. Let's get some sound up. So this is Loonyland. I don't know if Mr. Rainmaker is here yet. I hope Mr. Rainmaker has got a torch lighting thing that works, because there we go. Because mine doesn't seem to be working at the moment. There's Mr. Rainmaker. There's Johnny Rainmaker. So this is Loonyland. So first of all, I think we ought to have a look at this. Norman Looney's Fishy Fingers. We have #1 producer on the disc. Nobody beats Loon's amazing fingers. And so this is where you can get your fishy fingers. And what would you like, Mr. Rainmaker? Would you like some fishy fingers? I've also hidden a portal in there, which it's the stock cupboard. But if you actually follow the portal, it just takes you back to the fish finger factory. 2, please. Sure. There you go. We'll have to pretend, because fishy fingers don't actually exist in Valheim, unfortunately. Right. So that's the fishy finger stall. Next, we have this monumental beast. And this is the rather amazing spinning. This is not a competition at all. This is just for fun. So this is the rather amazing spinning ride. There's one of these at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. I don't actually know what they're called. I think they're made by Zamperla. But it's a classic ride. Spins you around as you get launched up and down these platforms here. And that's pretty good. Now, the next ride was the hardest to make. Believe it or not, this was a phenomenally difficult ride to make, this next one. And this is the Waltzer. And the reason it was very difficult to make is because all these slabs are all at different angles, look. So it actually rises and falls like a genuine Waltzer does. And getting the angles of that, and also each of the cars is rotated at a different angle. So what I did when I made this is I templated this slab here. I templated that slab there. No, this is in Jonathan's server. Oh yeah, it's the same place. So I templated that slab and copied it across and put the cars on separately. There's a hidden beam under there to align the middle of the car, look. And they rotate on a pot. That's the operator's cabin. So that would probably have rave or trance music. Somebody's just killed a pig. I'm assuming that were you, Johnny. So that would be ridiculously trans music. And yeah, that was absolutely one of the hardest builds I've ever done. Plus, look at the roof. That has got a ridiculous number of build pieces in it. That is, the build pieces on that are absolutely crazy. That were the same though, it were templated, one piece, rotated at different angles. So this one you've seen before, but I've done a few tweaks to it. So this is my spiral slide. This is my spiral slide. Unfortunately not a working ride, this one. But there is a working ride I can show you in a bit. So it's a long climb. And once you get to the top... Oh, there's a piece missing for some reason. Let me put that in. I think I know why that went. Put that back in. That'll do for now. So this is the slide. I think it's because I had to clear the patio underneath, and I think it might have deleted it. It just fell off slide. And this takes you out into the seating area, because obviously your kids are going to ride that. So you need to be drinking beer watching them have it. Oh, candles are melted. That's the problem with candles. And this is the sort of seating tiki area. Same again, copy-pasted items. I just made this parasol. Copy-pasted it. This is possibly one of my finest designs of a stall. So simple and so clear and yet so good. And look at the beer pumps. Look at the beer pumps. They're sap extractors. So we've got those as beer pumps. And of course we have got the sign, which is Loonyland. Nothing to extract, needs new barrels. Yeah, it does. So there's my sign. Just with the build date. I've still got to put something up there. Put an item stand up there. I've tried a few things, but I don't quite know what to be. This is like a greetings welcome garden. So as you walk in, there's lots and lots of flowers in there. This is another one that's been pulled out of another thing. But I wanted a real pub. So this is the Crescent Moon, which was from another... This was from Valheim. Yeah, we're going to have to close it down and rope it off, aren't we? Because somebody's fallen off it. So this is the Crescent Moon, which is an adult bar. It's a build I've basically pilfered from one of my other servers. But it's just... I just loved this build. I was just going for curves. And there was some room there. So I was like, what do I do? Now, this next ride is possibly the best one of the lot. So this is... Sorry, Goat. I changed the name. It's called Boat Go Away. That's Goat's name. So you climb up Boat Go Away. I think Johnny's having a pint. Or possibly eating some food. So you climb up the stairs to Boat Go Away. And you get to the top. And this is Boat Go Away. So Johnny's up there. I've just accidentally hit my thing. So I'm going to fly. Johnny, do you want to sit down in the Boat Go Away and we'll have a ride? Do you want to sit down and... Oh, hold on, that's it. Here we go. Boat Go Away. If it's going to do it... It might not do it with two people, actually. Just thinking it might... If you're holding on, it might not do it. Because I know it relies on you being able to pull it, so you might have to let go of the mast. Yeah, you can't do it and ride. So, here we go. You want to sort of try and get in. This is Boat Go Away. Whee! Splash! That's Boat Go Away. And of course now, we have to go... We have to go bye-bye to that. Which might be a little difficult. Because it's indestructible. And the only way to reset the ride is to put another boat up here. So sorry, it's a little wasteful on boats. Making sure obviously that it's got the thing facing forward. Well, there we go. Ah! Not like that. I drop a lot of boats. like that. So that's Boat Go Wee. So that's one of the rideable rides in this. There are three technically rideable rides. Ah, all the bronze, I know. I think Johnny's just got rid of that one. So the next is we've got a little path. Just wait for Boat to Go Wee to go that. Boat Go Smash. So this is a little just gardening area. And then this is the next area. So we've got the Askvin roundabout. You can sit on an Askvin. This is the Askvin roundabout. Let me get fly mode off again. You can sit on those, so you can choose your seat or sit on a bench. And this, oh, there's another piece missing there. I've got a couple of pieces missing in place. I think I've hit them accidentally from a distance. This is the Askvin roundabout. Sadly, it doesn't rotate. I wish we could animate stuff in Valheim, but unfortunately not. But that, another one mathematically calculated to try and make it look good. A bit easier to get right than the waltzer though, because the waltzer was a meh. So that's the Askvin roundabout. Needs the music of Dougal. This is another ride that I've built before, but I've tweaked it. So this is not. This is a Moonin's Flight of Fantasy. And this is the same. This is a rideable one. So you can actually ride in the boats, and the boats will swing. Although not quite as swingy. They also do rotate slightly, so you can push them out of position if you're not careful. Please do not move the sails on these. Do not rotate the sails. Yeah, that one's dropped out of line, look. Possibly somebody's accidentally broke it. But the other thing you'll notice is in certain positions, if you're near a boat, the display starts swinging. So that's yeah, that's the thing. Did somebody rotate the sail on that and get it stuck? I don't mind if you admit you did. You know, I'm not. I should have put a sign up. Really, please do not rotate the sails. I'll put that on today. So that's that one. That's me nearly set myself on fire. So this is Loony Ices. Yeah, it's probably been caught. It just needs knocking over there, but I'll just spawn a new boat and take a piece out. So this is Loony Ices, which obviously is an ice cream stall. Yet again, using the sap extractors as a pump. And I think they look quite good as an ice cream dispenser, those. Let me just turn fly mode back off again. And obviously we have the best lox milk. They're fresh from the mountains. That's a nice template lamp I've built. I've built a few of those around. Nice copy-paste lamp. So if you've not used... if you've never used this, you get building pipette and you can just pick an item up like that and move it around and copy it. But we'll not do that for now. So that's how I've done some of these. That is a similar sort of style building to one I've used at the other side, but obviously I've extended it and modified it slightly. You'll get a little sign as well, a little hanging pendant sign. So as we go under the roller coaster, which we will look at later, we get the ride that was the most requested. This was the first fairground ride I built one of these. This is the updated version. And this, there's two ways of getting it swinging. You can either use a door, or you just basically go into fly mode and set it going. Don't worry about the damage. The item is invincible. But you can basically set it swinging. So it is another rideable ride. And that's just sails suspended in V's. That in the middle is a guide, and that just ensures that it stays centred, because otherwise it starts sliding across and hitting the side if the wind catches it. Isn't that a mod that yes, that's what I'm running at the moment. I've got Bepinex and Hammer. So that's Jonathan riding the swing boat, the swinging ship. And yeah, as I was saying, the thing is, when you're actually on a ship, your view starts swinging, which is quite amusing. So as we go down the ramp and under the roller coaster, here we get the building shed, which for some reason I'm stuck on repair mode. Ah, that's why. So this is the repair shed. This is just basically where I've been repairing all my gear. So if I needed to do any emergency repairs, there's the emergency repair shed. There is also at the other side, there's a small repair shed underneath the launch boat. So there's one under there as well. So next along is one of the things I really need to finish, because there's not much here. This one needs a bit more of TLC, so it needs like edging pieces, so that'll be finished today. And that is the Ashlands grill. So obviously serves a lot of grilled meat. Nice big fireplace, live laugh Loki sign, as you do. I quite like the artisan pressers, it seems to be a thing I use a lot. And the butcher's table. Put a chopping block at the side as well, because obviously you can use the other crafting stands. You don't just need to use standard stuff. Obviously seating. Yeah, it is. That's the thing. Couple of little bits dotted around, like there's a ballista there. There's some. There's a few trolleys and trailers around if you look, and a few other things. And then little area here. Look, we've got that there. We've got a catapult over at the back, and then the pièce de résistance, which is the biggest ride, but not the most complicated to build. So we've got the queue line, and we have, this is another one, it needs a front piece on it, but these are sittable. You can actually sit in these. So there we go, we can do a screen grab of that. There we go, screen grab that. So we'll share that later. So this is the roller coaster. You can, with energy, you can climb this. You should be able to climb it. I tend to do it just on fly mode. But if you're running, you can actually climb it. So we've got the first curve, which is just obviously the top of the hill. The do not stand up warning. Also, don't raise your arms. Wait. Ah! I'm coming. What are we doing? Are you streaming this, Jonathan? Oh, God, he killed me. I ain't going to mute Perez, otherwise I'll be joining you. I wish the vomit stayed around, to be honest. I was actually looking at doing something to make a pile of vomit, because the soup, one of the soups looks like vomit, so I was thinking of doing something to resemble vomit. So this is the first drop. Oh yeah, avoid that's why I said about don't stand up. This you cannot climb over, unfortunately, but you can fly over. That's a vertical loop. That was a bit of a nightmare. There's a couple of bits of it I'm not overly happy with. I might try and retweak. And then we stay in a banked turn. And this is a steeply... Oh, that was a Valheim crash. I'm still having crashes. I'll join you in a second, Jonathan. Start modded again. Yeah, since this new update, I've had a lot of crashes. I've been having them like every half hour. I was building other day and it was like every half. It was ridiculous. Number of crashes I was having. But it seems to get in quicker when it does crash. Alright, well I'll raid out to you if we've got anybody in. Start. Right, back in again. Yeah, the nice thing is with the crashes as well. Nice thing is with the crashes is they have been very, very quick. when they go. It doesn't sit around waiting with a spinning disc of doom. Hello, Hez. Right, let me fly and go and join Mr. Raymaker again. Because for some reason it saved me in the pub. Here we go. So we were at the steep bank turn. So this is the steep bank turn. So as you see, it's quite steep, that one. And then from there, yeah, it's difficult to climb around that as well. Quite difficult to climb around that there. You slide off it. Obviously be careful because there's a lot of sharp things. Don't stick your arm out or anything. So from this point onwards, we're just into like bunny hills. But we have got quite a nice flat turn here. A bit of crafting thing down there just for sure. Into the bend. We sawed away. And then from this point, there's Jonathan, look. Running around the track. I'll be doing this later this next month. I'll be running around a roller coaster track. And then we have some bunny hops. This one's quite nice. I like this one because it comes really low down and it's a sort of viewing area. And I've put loads of gardens around it, including those that I grabbed the... Because you can't make those, but you can pick one up from the Ashlands. You can pick one up and you can copy it and save it as a blueprint. So under there, I've put some rocks there. I didn't get that top rock very straight, but I just put another one underneath it just because, you know, I can. And then this is the flats final turn. So the G-forces on this one will be quite spectacular. Lateral Gs. And then here's your head chopper. So there's your final head chopper as you come into the station. And this is the brake run. I've not put any brakes on it yet. I'm going to have a go at figuring out how to put a brake run on that. So that's that next ride. That's the roller coaster. And the roller coaster is called the Mistwalker on this one. And then finally we have one of the templated rides which just work really well, and this is the Fenris wheel. Oh, and I copied that. I actually figured out how to move one of those, so I've put that there. So that's the Fenris wheel. So yeah, this is a templated ride because, you know, when your first one's perfect. Because I know when I first put a couple of rides in and Jonathan thought I was just going to copy all my other stuff across, but it's not. It's all new build. There is scope for more rides. I'm coming up with more ideas. So I think there's going to be an extension. I think we're going to be going up the back there a little. Because I've had another couple of ideas for rides. But that's the Fenris wheel. The other thing about the Fenris wheel, that ride in particular, that ride and that ride to an extent, gravitationally all work. Some of the others, the roller coaster won't work. If you built the pieces correctly, it would collapse at the top there. It's too tall. But this works gravitationally, and that does, and that does. So the thing, that's the thing. Some of them are correct for Valheim and would work on a totally unmodified server. So that is Loonyland. So all my friends and Jonathan's friends and everybody, I would love... Yep, they have structural integrity. I would love to see you explore and enjoy Loonyland. And come and treat it as a visitor. Come and have a visit. And have a stream if you want and show it off in stream. Because, yep, there's more to do. And, I mean, to be honest, we are on 15,000 instances, so it's not that bad. I think we could do an Easter egg hunt as well, and we could incorporate Loonyland into it. Around some of the builds, yeah. We could, and we could have clues as well. Oh, that's a control panel as well, by the way. I've done the control panels using signs tilted at an angle and then just like colons and slashers and colons and, yeah, braille. I've seen how to do a control panel using Christmas trees, which looks good. Which look really good, using the baubles at the top of Christmas trees. But I've not tried it yet. I think it could be a build soon one, that one, rather than a build now. Oh, and there's a fireplace in the centre as well, because I just thought it needed a fire. But that's Loonyland. So some of the things I've got to do, I've got to finish that, because that's the one I saw, Jonathan. The one that Cassie did. With the Christmas trees and the baubles at the top. Where basically you create a tree and it has a yellow bauble at the top. And the bauble sticks through your board and becomes your button. So they look good. I think my beer pumps are quite innovative though. For using stuff. I think they're one of my things that pleased me the most when I came up with those. That pleased me very much, that. Oh, that's the smelter skelter, by the way. Because normally they're helter skelters in the UK. That's a smelter skelter. So we've got a smelter at the side of it. A nice smelter. Yeah, sorry, some of the puns are atrocious, I admit. The waltzer doesn't have a name yet, it's just the waltzer. I couldn't come up with a pun that was suitably Valheim-y. And obviously that's just Boat Go Wee, but that's because Goat called it Boat Go Wee. Yeah, that's the other staff only, by the way. That's just my little emergency repair shed. So I can just pop in there and just repair my stuff. Staff only. A couple of those outside as well, just to add a little bit of effect. Yeah, I've not. My auto fuel's not working, Jonathan. I don't know whether it's the update or something, but it won't load. Yep, it's Boat Go Away. It's stuck. The other thing you'll also notice, guys, watching in stream, I have turned off HDR mode. So you are now seeing it without all the overblown highlights. You're seeing it as I see it. Ah, right. Well, mine's not been doing anything. All my other mods are working, but for some reason my auto fuel decided to just stop working. So nothing was getting fueled. So I will probably spawn a load of Grey Dwarf Eyes and spawn a load of whatever their ones are. Guck. I will spawn a load of guck and stick it in a chest somewhere, so if anybody comes in, they need to... yeah, it could be. If anybody comes in and they want to refuel anything. Necking on Walser. Yeah. But yeah, I was trying to think of pun names for the waltzer. That neck, you mean? There was actually a neck on the waltzer earlier. Yeah, it needs a spotty teenager, that. Hang on. Not that one. It needs to be in command mode. Just fling somewhat away. That. Right. Where's he gone? Has he run off? I think he's run off. He's run off. Because when I'm on a waltzer, it's one of the few rides I can't ride. And when I'm on a waltzer, this is me. That's me on a waltzer. So that's more like a theme park. Massive piles of sick everywhere. But I've put these as bins everywhere, so they look good. So yeah, what I need to do is head over to the other side. Head over to the bottom end of the theme park, or the top end. Oh, Jonathan's up at... I think he's gone to Fish Fingers Factory, actually. Oh, Night Flight. Oh, we've got somebody else in. Or is that something... Oh, no, that's not. That's another build. I found another build nearby. I didn't realise it was there. Yeah, I'm thinking that I could perhaps spawn some Grey Dwarves as ride operators. Because you can cage a Grey Dwarf on a ride and make it into a ride operator. So yeah, what I need to do is I need to decorate this a little more. Because there's bits missing. So what I do tend to like is this wood on the fronts turned at an angle. So they weren't decorated. And then the other thing I need to do is just do something on the ceiling, because we have got a bit of roller coaster sticking through. So I'll put some banners on the ceiling. I can put some of these around the waltzer as well, which is one of my ideas. So we do the same at this side as well. I basically had to put a piece in place in the middle top, so you see how it's got actually filled in. Now, so that just helps to hide the roof a bit, so you can't see. Yeah, it's just there. Look, there's a piece sticking through. Did I build an? No, do you know I need an information kiosk, don't I? That's what I need. Oh, Jonathan's having a sit down. Oh, my legs are tired. He's trying to tell me something. Doing a Mr. Creosote moment. Oh no! He's just spawned a load of Uke Perez. Oh! Twat! I died. That's what happens if you don't eat. I was hoping you tried throwing it up twice in a row. Oh no! You know what that means? That means I've spawned back here. And I've also spawned naked. So I need to go and get my grave. Now luckily, it's easy to get back to. I wish I could leave my grave there actually. He's dancing on my grave, isn't he? A shower of sick. I'm watching you. Yeah, I do need a Buke Perry stand. There's a few ideas I'm coming up with. I was thinking that myself, or a vomit Toilets as well is the other thing I'm going to build. So I might build the toilets today. I might build the toilet block today. Because I was thinking the toilet block could go into one of these spaces here. And it'd be like, rather than be a toilet block, it'd be like a proper latrine style toilet block. I mean, there's all these little spaces between the rides that I can build stuff into. So there's loads of room. So I'm thinking, yeah, toilet block. Let me just get my lamp on. Where's my lamp? My cape. Roads of Embla. Right. Oh, I might as well put that on as well. I'll have robes of Embla. My lamp. So yeah, we've got this this to finish off. I'm going to go and crack on. Get this finished. And the other thing I'll probably do is put some food out on tables. So I do need to put a rug in it, because I always have a rug in front of the fire. And a staff chair. Right, so we've got the roof there. It's selling meat, so the other meat we could be selling, because it's all the meat products. So the other meat we'd have is sausages, which I could put the sausages into a bowl. I could try and make a bowl and put the sausages into a bowl. Because if you build sausages, they just appear on a surface. That's the thing. So what I could do, or from on a platter. So the best thing I can think of for a platter is a sign. Now remember, I can rotate these. I'm just wondering why my macros aren't working. For some reason I've got some of my macros aren't working here on my keyboard. Let me just pop to Razor. It's Razor, innit? So you just know that everything's going to fail all the time. I'm not updating. Synapse is updating. I think we're going to have to crash that. And that's what gives me my macros here. Alright, let's crash Synapse. Control panel! Here we go! Crash Synapse. Task Manager, that's the one. Let's find Synapse. Bloody Razor. Oh my god, how many copies at service host running? Right, end task, Razor. So this will make all my colours on my screen go weird. Bloody Razor. Otherwise I can't build. Because I've remapped all my keys. Well, I can, because they're all just right shift keys. But Synapse is stuck on updating. So I'd have to do right shift keys. It's that one. That one, that one. Right, let's do it that way. So I need to change my rotation number. Right, so we'll need that. I'll need the red one. Rotate that forward. And I can make a couple of platters. Like that. We want plates. We want plates. We don't want platters. We want plates. So let's have the food hammer. Reset the spawn. And let's put some sausages on platters. So there's some sausages on platters. We're doing meat, so we probably have an onion in the prep zone. So can I put an onion on there? Because I've got the ability to put anything anywhere. Yeah, I have, look. Normally you can't put things on there. So the bowl of steak. Where is it? That's the bowl of steak. That's the one that looks like a bowl of steak. Okay. It's like blah, blah. Nutritious turnip soup. That's what I'm thinking of for the sick bowl. So that's the other meat we've got, and then we've got cooked boar meat, because this is basically all the meat. Some wolf jerky. I can put that on a platter actually. I know it's more just meat, this one, so lox meat. Lox meat's huge. So that's, I think that's all the meat we really get. We aren't going for the big platters. Got the chicken. Sort of. Yeah, let's put a chicken on. So it's basically all the meat. We've even got a meat sign there. Right, let's have some food on one of the tables as if somebody's abandoned it. And then we'll have a bowl of steak. Yeah. Been sick in his bowl. That one can have a meat platter on. And we need a couple of drinks. The ones I like, my go-tos for drinks are those. The Steins. Right, let's do a Oktoberstein. Somebody's been disturbed and vomited. Oh, it's started working. It started working. So I'm assuming Razor's fine. Yeah, I mean, lights have just gone crazy. So I'm assuming Razor has finally decided to work. So let's have a Oktoberstein. There we go. It's that Oktober. The only thing with it is it floats. It floats. So I'm going to have to hide the floating nature between things. Because things float on a table, look. And we'll have another one on the floor here. So I'm going to have to rotate this one. That way. Let's just check that's not going to float. There we go. Yeah, you see the float, look. So you have to not pay too much attention to that because they don't quite latch to the ground. Is he still around? He's still around, look. He's building Night Flight. I think he's building a fairground ride actually. Might have to head towards his start building towards his. So who's that there then? Johnny Raymaker's down here. Got Night Flight in as well. Hey, Luke, hey there. Hey, Astrid. This is Loonyland. We've just been showing off Loonyland. This is my theme park. With all my rides. Right, that's the other one I need to just sort that out. So that one's quite an easy sort, that one. So all I do with that one is get rid of that piece there. Push that back round. Can't remember if I can push the sail actually. I wish we could move a bit slower in flight mode. Do it from bottom. Do you want to give Astrid a shout out actually, Goat? And Jonathan. Oh, I've spun my boat a bit too much. Yeah, that's the problem. I might have to just remove that. That went over the thing. Right, let me try again. See if I can bring that back. Yeah, I've got it back. Right, so the those are the normal wood. I need to rotate on the red axis, no, the green axis. So basically, all it is, it's that one there, and then flip it over, and just do it like that. It's possibly not the right angle, that actually. But nobody really notices. So that's one right. This is the better version, because this one actually swings. Because we have gravity. So this one actually swings. Well, it would swing if yeah, there we go. It's off look. Sometimes it's just like, no, do you know, I'm not going to swing. So that one does actually swing. You can get a good old swing on it as well. Shout outs are on a timer, right? Oh yeah, they are. If you can't do too many at once, it puts them on a timer. So that's the spinning boat ride where I've put the thing on crooked. I'll sort that later. So yeah, we're going to have, I reckon, toilets. I'm just thinking, where would you put? You'd have them somewhere in the middle at the theme park, wouldn't you? So I think there. I think there is a good place for toilets. So let me do a bit of clearing. Just make sure I'm in the right mode. Yeah, that's the problem, look. If you hit clear without judicious use, you end up wiping all sorts of stuff out. So I'm going to clear some plants and those two benches, and I think the toilets can go into that corner there, possibly raised up. You have to walk 50. You're doing Alton Towers. You do. Some of the toilets are ridiculous. So what I'm thinking is, for the toilets, I've just accidentally eaten a puke berry. Let me just eat this before I die. That should get me. Right, I'm not feeling sick anymore. So the toilets need to be... We've already had the joke about the... Me and Jonathan just been vomiting on each other. And we have got... We've got bins. So there's bins everywhere, look. There's forge coolers. So there's plenty of those. I mean, to be honest, what you really need at the end of the roller coaster is you need a bin. So you need a forge cooler. And then, if I can, let me, in the bottom of the forge cooler, you need that, but I don't think it'll let me put it inside. No, that's the problem. Won't let me put it inside, because ideally that should be in the side, that. Right, try putting that first. And then put the forge cooler on top. So we've got sick in bottom at bin. So if I put number 8, I put 3 of those stacked side by side like that. And then put a bin on top. And put a forge cooler on top of those. If I get that into the meshed gap, into the gap, let's just jump in that. we go. We've got a bin full of sick. So my next thing is toilets. So I'm going to go quite old school on the toilets. They're going to be raised up slightly. I'm going to base them up the upper level. That needs an emote. Yes, it does need an emote. So I'm going to base them off the upper level. I think that tree's going to have to go, actually. Oh, right, let me get rid of these bloody puke berries out of my top line. So I keep throwing up accidentally instead of going to my pickaxe. Alright, I'm going to eat some stuff. When they're on your top line, it's... Oh. Yeah, put them on my top line of my thing. Right, let's get rid of this tree. Just chop it, if it will let me chop it, because it could be too strong. Yeah, that's too strong. I'm spawning everything with, like, indestructibility, so I'm having to go into the remove objects mode to get rid of stuff. So let's get rid of those. Right. Let's put a bit of path where it's going to be. So I reckon if I start up on the top level with the build. I am using Infinity Hammer, yes. I love Infinity Hammer. So that would be the last plank of the toilet. So that would be the floor of the toilets. The size of them. Oh yeah, I don't think I've used everything of an Infinity Hammer does, but I've really started exploring it now. So what I think is we'll have the toilets set back so there's a platform in front of them. As I say, I want to keep these quite simple. I'm just wondering if there's something that smokes or steams that I can put. Like a fetid pile or something. Right, so I'm thinking a couple of cubicles. So we'll be looking at a half snap on a cubicle. Looking at a half snap there. Oh, you've got to follow Astrid, yeah. It's the law, you've got to follow Astrid. If you don't follow Astrid, then I'm afraid you're just no friend of mine. Right, so I'm going to go for the Viking style roof, which will be that piece there. Yeah, it's quite an early Valheim build, this one. Because let's be honest, have you seen toilets at Alton Towers? Especially the ones that are down near Nemesis. I was just like, oh, I'm sorry. Won't see it again, I promise. So there's the front of the roof, and that will have the same match at that side. Right, matched, yep. So next we get that. Let's say you're in Jonathan's server, aren't you? If you want to come and build something build something near the theme park. One of your special, because I know your style of building is lovely. come and do something near the theme park. Because I'm going to extend it a little further, because I'm like miles off on my building, what I set as my limit. Jonathan's okay with that, you know. Be lovely, have a bit more cooperative building. Ah, that's the problem I keep doing. That's why I keep deleting pieces. So these are the latrines. And then we'd have this side as well. Oh. And then I think the way I'll do the door is like this. So I'll put the piece through there. Oh, let me just shrink the number of snap points down, because that's getting ridiculous. You know when you shrink the number of snap points down, make sure you've got enough. Am I on 32 here? I built this at a funny angle, haven't I? Yep, looks like it's going to have to stay on the same number of... Done? Who's done? Oh, we know Vic's well done. Positively well done. Right, put one of those in then, because that's not working, that one. And I've just summoned the Queen, just in case we needed the Queen. So it's toilets, which means you've got to have a really, really, really bad door that everybody can see through. Right, so what we need is definitely more. Well, yeah, I mean, I weren't too bothered of this being secret, to be honest. I've been quite enjoying people seeing it. But this time, I'm going to try and make some toilets. Actually, in here, because now I've got all these building pieces, I can actually make something that resembles a toilet. Right, so what do I need? I need the doors. Let's find them, they're there. So these are the doors. Right, could do with a smaller snap. Oh, that's my smallest snap, I know that one. Grouston's good because it gives you a quarter snap point. So that's the two sets of toilets. And then Loon's server command Todd 0.5. Oh right, I didn't know you could do that. I'm assuming that lets you have a quarter snap then. So server command Todd 0.5. Oh, time of day, right. Right. I didn't know what that did. Time of day 0.5. I'm assuming that makes it morning then. Is it? Or is that noon? I didn't know you could do that. Midday, right. Does it skip days though? Because I were a bit concerned about skipping time in the server and ended up with us stuck in the future. So I'm going to build a piece now. Snap, 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 snap. So there's the cubicle. So you've got that sort of visibility over the top. You know, like you get in a toilet. Oh, that's, right. It's only midday for you. All right. It fixes me time. Because I know you can do M clear. Oh, and there we go. That's my next Valheim crash. So we are 40 minutes this time. And that was just an absolute death, that one. R2's still working though. Using R2 mod, man. Yeah, I don't know what's happened with this new update to Valheim. It's worse than it's ever been for me. I mean, I've always had a very crashy Valheim, but this is just ridiculous. Usually I can get through a stream and only have one crash, but I don't know whether it's... Although I seem to think there's a glitched object somewhere nearby as well. I will do. I'll see what's... last time I looked at the log file, it just says Unity crash and gives you the details. Yeah, and it is a hefty rig, and I don't know why it's well, it's not the rig's not causing it. Yeah, I've got some few log files saved. I've just not looked at them. Right, so let me. Let's do that again. Now I know you can do it. We'll eat some of that if I can. Oh, and I can't eat any without over that delicious Ashland's gourmet bowl. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a toilet. Yeah, that's the other one. I mean, to be honest with that one, I'm not really over concerned about that one not working. So I'm going to build a toilet, and then I'm going to basically drop it in. So let's have a look how I can do a toilet. So if I do the door hack, because doors you get multiple snap points. I do the door hack. Like that. That makes a toilet. And that is pretty good for centered up. That's pretty good. So I can also make a hole in the bottom of it. What I basically do is at each of the sides there is I put one of those, copy that piece, I need a building pipette, copy that piece. So let's see if this works. Actually, what I will do is... Yeah, that'll work, that'll work. So if I put another one of those under there. And another one of those under there. And that's a toilet. The only other thing I need to do then is fill in those sides. It should be good to do like that. Let's try to do a trick. Oh, doors only snap on the bottom, so I have to snap there. So hopefully one of those should be acceptable. Not that one. That one. And then the same on that side. So 2 doors. And that should give me my snapping piece that I want. get rid of that one. Now, the hopeful thing is that when I building pipette that, it's going to give me a snapping piece. Snap 6 is the bottom. Snap 7's that corner. There we go. That's it then. So let's get rid of those. That's the only bit I might need to get rid of that shutter because it's going to mesh. So the idea is you put that out of there. And I need more snapping points. And that's how you do the toilets. They're the toilets, and you can see down them. So that's got the... What if I want to sit on the toilet? That is a good point, actually. I wonder if I can put a stool in there. I wonder if I can, like, embed a stool in there somehow. Not that type of stool. You filthmeisters. I could make one that you can sit on as a demonstration, to be honest. Or do it as like a lid. Because I could put the stool... If I put the stool... I can get the stool to the front of the toilet. Let me get the backside. Put the stool to the front and then the stool on some of them can be a lid. Because I can do that with them. And then it looks like they've got lids on them. So now you see you can actually sit on the toilet. Ah, wrong way around. Make sure you put your stools the right way around. Again, smut. Again. I just feed you the lines, don't I? So that's the stools. If I put the stools slightly raised as well, it will look like a toilet seat lid. You lot. What are we going to do with you? What are we going to do with you, eh? So that now means that you can go and sit on the toilet. Although technically you sit in the toilet. But I don't think there's any way around that. Because the problem is if I take the front off. I mean, I can have a look at modifying it. Because it didn't take that much doing. Because I could also put a cistern on back. So could I put something a bit thinner on front? What's thinner than that? What is thinner than that is that. That is thinner than that. So if I put that on the front. So flip it, not that way. Flip it that way. Right, that's going to want to snap to the wrong place, isn't it? Does that snap? No, that snaps wrong. Oh, the things I have to do for you guys. Well, I could do, but if I put the stool more to the front, it's going to overlap. It won't let me put it in there. So what I need to basically do is make the front thinner. Right, I'm going to do my block of... See if this one trick works. See if that trick works. Because sometimes that one works where you can use a block. So if I use the block there, I'm just going to have to do a guesstimate here. The guesstimate would put that out there. I use that to create a snapping point. Use that, use that, use that. Slightly to one side, I can do better. I can do better than that. Try again. I mean, the other thing I could use is a sign, which would also achieve the same effect. Right. Hello, Jonathan. Jonathan's like, what are you doing, loons? I'm making a shitter. Try again. So it needs to be just under halfway across. So my snap point needs to be, try about there. A bit further. I think about there. That's more like it. So now if I put my bench in there, can't see where dots are on it. Which shade? Yeah. So the dots go forward. So this will mean that I will need to... so there we go. That's sat on the toilet. So this will mean I'll need to make a cistern behind it. Now, we have got a cistern ready-made, but unfortunately I think it's going to be too big. Because we've got, in the crafting, we have... I could do the barrels, I suppose. I suppose I could do a barrel. If I do a barrel, rotate it. I need to make it, need to spin it round so it's lined up. And then down with it. Is that level? Now the only thing is, that is now dropping in. Although, I've had another idea because I need a pipe. So let's have a go at my old favourite, the extractor. See if I can put that in there somehow and get myself a pipe. And then put the barrel into the extractor. So I put the extractor there. So that gives me a pipe. And then fill in the gap. All this time making a fucking toilet. It's a bog. It's a dumpery. I know I've lost my snap point for that. So I'm going to have to do a trick again, aren't I? There's the door. Use that one. We're making a toilet, Hez. I'm making a copy-paste toilet. Right, so that's the back bit. So hopefully I can do that with that, and then the barrel can become the cistern. So that's the cistern. Needs to come forward a little bit because otherwise it's going to mesh into the wall behind. Right, so if I take those doors out, that's a toilet. And it's sittable. There we go. So a building copy that. So I need building pipette. Right, hopefully I've got a snapping place on it. It gives me a snapping place on... There we go. That's the one I need. Come help push. Oh, hang on then. Let me just put one in... In fact, where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Oh, you want to push. Go on then. Go on then. Are you ready? Are you ready? Whee! Here we go. Whee! Still another boat left behind there, look. Right, let's get rid of these boats, eh? These boats need to go. We've got a lot of boats outside, and I can't delete them. Because I've created them indestructible. Oh! I'll just... Hang on. I know I can do it. I know I can do it. I know I can do it. Oh, has I just got rid of them? No, yeah. Right. I know I can do it. Oh, for fuck's sake. Butte berries! I've got bloody butte berries that can top row again, haven't I? Knob. Yeah, I can do it with that, but I just need to size it up right. And get rid of them that way. There, like that. Gone. Oh, got further out. Well, if you keep pushing it, it just goes. So really, none of us did. We just drop another carve there because I'm assuming somebody's going to want to ride later. There we go. There's your next ride. Yeah, if you do need to drop one on and you got server, I mean, you just drop it over the middle bar. I don't know if you've realised, by the way, but I have actually made wheels as well. Look, those are the thingy machines. The right. Let me get rid of these. Get rid of the old toilets. Yeah, this is the problem. I'll put them in now. I mean, the other alternative is if I'm very discriminate with the... let me get well away when I do this. Very discriminate with the destroy thing. I can just do it as a very small area like that. Just clear. Just rebuild it later. Same there. It'd be easier than trying to remove every single piece. Right, same here. Let's put them back. That there, that there. Right, toilets. Toilets. Let me building pipette that. So snap 6. That's the one 7. It changes every time which snap it is, but snap 7 seems to be the one. So that's the toilets. I'm probably not going to put a full wall in between, actually. I'm going to put like a little modesty screen. So that's the toilets. And let's just see what happens with the wall. It might need a little double skim wall because that might just clip through. Yeah, so we're going to need a double skim wall there, look. Or yeah, double skin wall. Double skin walls are one of my specialities, to be fair. If I put internal wall with the ridges on the outside, and then swap back to the other one. And then what we've got clipping out through there can soon be masked by this. Put a door there, snap it to the bottom. There we go. And the cool thing is, I can carry that on down, and that just gets rid of the cisterns as well. So it's, yeah, it's just a hidden double skim wall. And the same at that side. So put an internal wall there. And then a door to create this second snap point. Not there, that's the wrong one, that's the right one. Right, I need a vanity panel, or a modesty panel in between. So I'm thinking, because those have big sticky out bits on them, I'm thinking use these sideways on. So if I go for the, I rotate those up like that, and then it creates a vanity panel. Because to be honest, if you've ever seen medieval and Viking toilets, that is how they are. There's no such thing as modesty. You basically poop at the side of each other. Something looks wrong there. I think it's just the angle of screen. So there's the toilets, which can be sat on. You can store stuff in the cisterns as well. I don't know if you noticed that. Well, to be honest, I could just make this an open communal crapper, because yeah, it's only us who's ever developed this this sense of absolute modesty as modern people. So I could actually just open that up as a separate door. Just make it one door. What's he doing now? I can hear him. I've just heard something getting built or broken or made. That blooming Rainmaker. So we'll do the same again with the flaps. Ooh, the flaps. So we'll have the door up there. I need my quarter snap. It also means it's an easier thing for the snapping. So quarter snap there. Quarter snap there. And then for the sink, we've already got a perfectly crafted piece that fulfills the requirements of a sink perfectly, which is the fermenter. So let me just turn off fly mode and just see if I sit on the toilet alright. So here we go. The thing is as well, because I move the middle wall, you should be able to... There we go. Loons is having a crap. So not only does it look good, but it actually works really well. Right, decorative windows, because, you know, Smell. Is there anything in this game I don't know how to do? Probably not. I could probably make most things. I'd be interested to challenge myself, actually, see what I can and what I can't make. Right, what I'm thinking here is, with the roof, because obviously I've got the little overhang. But if I do that, and go for a... I'm going to need to raise that. That's crooked. That's the problem when you're on so many bloody snap positions. Everything just ends up crooked. You're not careful. Right, that's now straight. Let's have that there. I need to create the raised snap position that you get with that wood. So I am correct on the... Technically, yeah, it is mods, but there's a lot of this stuff. There's a couple of things I couldn't do, but there's a lot of this stuff that I am doing, apart from the angle snaps, I could do without mods. So yeah, technically, yes, a lot of it is mods. But some of this stuff I can do without mods, without problems. You've only to look at some of my first things that I built, and they were all without mods. So I need the same again, not down there. I don't want one down there. Why would I want one down there? I need the same again. I need the elevated snapping position, so it's that one, and then the same at that side. There's that one. I don't know why I didn't put that one there, because that's the way I need to change the pitch. So what I need to do is I need to overlap the roof in here, and that then disguises the additional section from the roof anyway. From the front and back it needs another method. So that's the same. That needs raising up, but I can do that by snapping from the bottom, and then that creates the raised position. No, there. That 1, 2, 3, 4, and that should sit beautifully over the top. So that just makes the roof elevated. Look, the roof looks like it's floating a little. So what we can then do to hide the floating roof is go for a contrasting wood. And actually, I think the same wood will work fine. I think the same wood will work absolutely fine. Yeah, so if I go for the same wood... Oh, for fuck's sake, it's going to thunder into it. I can change the environment, don't worry. Although thunderstorm will do me good. Yeah, I think this is a thunderstorm. Yeah, this is a thunderstorm. Yeah, that's why I'm leaving it on, because I quite like a thunderstorm. So that basically creates like a double thingy. So to get rid of that effect, what I do is put that piece there. Or actually, if I push that piece there and spin it along the blue, triangle one. I need it halfway down the wood, that's the problem. I need the thicker one because the thinner one won't look right. Yeah, that's the one. Tilt that up there. So that's done the front. And I just need the same treatment at the back. And that's the treatment at the back. Because you notice a bit of ventilation as well, because, well, all that pottage, this place is going to really stink. Not there. You use the X for that. I think everybody has their own techniques of doing it. You know, this is my technique, but I know everybody has their own way of achieving certain results. I just wish I'd have built it on a bloody slightly smaller snap angle. So that is the I'll get rid of that piece. So that's the latrines. Yeah, everybody I know has their own way of doing it. Now that I could probably, yeah, I can just go away with a single one there because it'll sit right on the edge. Look, so you can't really see the hidden. You can't really see the hidden point. I don't think that's leveled, is it? No, that one's not level. I think that one's slightly skewed as well. Yeah, it is. So what I could do is have a look at what a corner looks like. So I could do that one. And do corners. Which is slightly more aesthetic. Slightly more aesthetic method of doing it. Achieves the same thing. Now, I need some lights in here as well. Put diverge lanterns at either side. We've got basic lighting now. So that's the shitters. There is no plumbing. Well, no, there's a drop. I'm not going to tell you where the drop goes. That's why I built the drops underneath. Now the thing is, I could possibly chamfer that back in. I need to do that and just get rid of one. No. So I need to leave those out. So they're all in the ground. I don't know what's happened there. Oh, is that lined up? This is not. That one's in a thing anyway, so that one's not a problem. So that is just that side, which is covered in. So, I've just realised that is really off-centred. Actually, I ought to just make two, didn't I? Because you're not going to have one sink. You're going to have two. Let's put two side by side. So I'll put one on that one there and one on that boundary there. Actually, we've got a piece of furniture that I hardly use. Put one of those in there. You need to be able to do yourself up. I'll put a barbering station and then put the sink at the side. You do yourself up. Make yourself look gorgeous. Right, so that is now looking a little more toilety. I just need to do things like skin the door. Stuff like that. Yeah, it's where would I put it, that's the thing. Unless I put it outside as the... Because what I could do... Oh, actually, that is a good idea. Get rid of that. That is a really good idea, that one, go. If I put... platform there... What's the height of the thing? Perfect. Take that back out of there. There we go. We even got a tap, look. Now the only thing is that is sticking through slightly, so that needs to go back a little tiny bit. Just a tiny bit. Try that there. Does that work? That works. But then the tap's not as far in, so I think I might have to just do something to mask that. Try it at that. That looks like it's a wrong angle on both of those. Let me put a longer snap in. There we go. What's that going to do? So that's not sticking through if I do that with it. That's got no stick through now. So if I change the way of those... some of those up there. There's the rotate that over. There we go. We've got a sink. And the Queen's power break's free because I've just accidentally pressed Q. Like a fool. not QF. Forsaken power. Right, the outside just needs screening off now. I'll put a roofing section on the top of it. Just reset my angle of dangle. Angle. Leaning inwards. Nope, that's leaning outwards. It is. It's an intermediate snap. I've got myself stuck on some odd snaps here. That one, isn't it? Yeah, that one. So, yeah, that's the one. Take it all the way down to ground level. Move it round to that. Is there a troll nearby? I don't think so. Unless you're calling Jonathan a troll. Not heard anything or seen anything. Just have a look. You remember the nearest Black Forest's over here. The nearest Black Forest there. It's a spawner. Grey dwarf nest. Not anymore, they're in. Alright, so I just need to do the under the front now. Because obviously it's raised up. I need to just make sure that the toilets aren't visible from the outside world. 1, 2, 3, 5. Right, yeah, that's not going to be able to go forward because it's going to interfere with the steps. So they're going to have to come sideways. It could actually just be somebody having a big dirty one. Somebody's having a disgusting one. Making all the vile noises and smells. Right, so that's the way down. And I could also put one the other way and see what that goes to. Because that would mesh. That would mesh nicely with those plants, but then it'd also crash into the steps, look. So that would crash into those steps there, but I could narrow that. And that's not a problem. Just raise that up to the level. level. Not that one. You have to make sure... Nope, you have to make sure you get the right height when you're leveling. Otherwise, you end up in a bit of a mess. Right, so that's raised that up a bit. I can now grass that. I'm not really going to grass that, is it? There's not that much grass available for that. So let's pave that again. There was that noise again. Yeah, I'm not hearing anything myself. Then again, my hearing's not great, so, you know, you might be hearing things that I can't. Even if there's a troll, it's not really going to do as much harm. Now, the only thing is I do need to get rid of is that. Which may require skull and crossbones, because again, it's a... So I just need to fill in this gap now. So I'll have one of those, shrink that a little bit. And then put... Can I put an small ashlands, small bush there. There we go. So that is the toilet passageway up. And then I need that one filling in. Yeah, they've not, look, they've because I've got my odd snapping on, that one's gonna have to skew. That's the one. So I will put handrails on. Do them the old school way. I think that's the one. Just do them on the high bit. Don't think it's important on low bit. Pirate themed Valheim. Oof, sounds a good idea actually. Pirate party. So that's the top of those. We have a dual snapping piece here, look. I might have to look at that. Oh, with the skull and bones, yeah. Yeah. So that's the thing done. I will just put a stanchion under each of those to make it look like it's real. Don't think I can reach that one. That's where we go. There we go. And I'll just put one of those on each of those. Right, so that's the toilet block. Needs an outside light as well, so I've just got rid of a light. Let's put that there. And the other thing I can do is sort of paving out. So the paving would be there. There. Right, let's have a couple of benches for people waiting for people having a poop. Actually, single bench. Single bench and a bin. Right, bin's the forge cooler. I reckon I can probably get a couple of bushes under there actually. If I shrink them down. Put one of each of those. There we go. So there's the toilets. Just needs a sign. Yeah, it's a toilet. That's the thing. Right, sign. So let me get my emojis. Right, so the only toilet emoji we have is a modern one, unfortunately. Which is this one, which hasn't copied for some reason. Copy that. Well, that's the other one I'm going to put. That's the poo emoji. The pile of poo with a smile on it. Right, that would be is brown. I don't think brown's a colour actually, so I'd have to define brown. So we'd have to go orange because we won't see it against the sign anyway. Right, and then the other thing that needs to happen is that log needs turning in slightly. The sitting log. Let me just pave a little more of that. Just get rid of the grass that's under the steps. And then put another sitting log. Let's take off fly mode. So this is the visiting the toilet. So you can sit on a stool to do a stool. Right, the only thing, there's a couple of things I need to do to just address this a bit. So we're only talking minor stuff now. So I think that wood there rotated on the red axis, snapped on the edge. That needs rotating another axis. That needs rotating a little more on the red axis. Just to finish those off. So that's the... Don't forget to wash your hands. Yep, don't forget to wash your hands. I don't know how I'd represent a toilet roll. I'm not sure what I'd use. I know what I could use, actually. But it's would they work? Because you could use a candle sideways on because it's tubular. But it's the only thing I can think of that would work. It'd replace a toilet roll, but you'd need one in every cubicle, which would be also you wouldn't have toilet roll, you'd have moss. And there we go. There's the necessarium. Now that's covered enough, so there's no visible bits there. So I think that is another fine addition to the town, or to the theme park. I think that is another fine addition. Right, I think we need to call it a night, but also I am now away for a week, so I will not be back streaming. Well, I could be. There will be probably infrequent or odd date streams because I am Sunday and Tuesday, both days I am running gigs. So it will be, there will be no, there may be Shiny Saturday. Maybe Shiny Saturday instead. So just bear in mind going forward, the streams will go a bit weird. I'm just going to check, is Jonathan streaming? Let's see. Let's raid at somebody. Yeah, Jonathan's... Oh, he's actually on the build server. Let's raid to Jonathan then. So, everybody tell Jonathan I sent you. Let's check that's got that right. So, we're going to raid Jonathan, whose server, ironically, it is. So, this is the server I've just been building on. So... Thank you for watching, and I will bid you a good night and keep shining.